So, we are discussing about the experimental method to determine the crystal structure. So, in last class I have discussed about the Lau method. So, in this method theta is constant and lambda is variable, right, and we have seen that from crystal for a particular angle. So, diffracted rays are on a cone. So, for different plane angle will be different, and for each particular plane it will form cone. So, those are concentric cone, and if I place the screen or X-ray plate, so these points, diffracted points will be on that X-ray plates. So, they will form spot on that plate. So, the spot are basically on a cone for a particular plane, and it is not for a particular plane, it is each point is for a particular plane. Now, that each point on a cone, that is basically this different orientation of the planes. So, each plane presents the basically represents the planes of crystal, real crystal. So, the Lau spot on a X-ray plate or on a screen, they are arranged orderly, basically following the crystal symmetry, and each point is plane. So, in real crystal, whatever planes are there, they are oriented in different directions. So, that can be represented with points on a plane. So, these have some advantage, some particular advantage that we will discuss later on. So, what we are seeing here, what we can know from this method, Lau method, and from this method we are basically getting Lau spot on a photography or X-ray plate. So, what we will get, what information we get from this experiment. So, I think I will explain. So, say this is a crystal and the X-ray is falling on it. Okay, X-ray is falling on it. So, this is a crystal surface, right. So, it is one of the plane, crystal plane. So, now X-ray is falling on it, say is falling perpendicularly on this surface. So, on this plane. Okay. So, now obviously, the reflected rays is backward and or is in forward direction. Okay. So, if I put X-ray plate here, so I will get at the center, so along the direction of the incident X-ray, I will get a spot on that photographic plate. I will get a spot on this photographic plate, right. Now, here condition is X-ray is falling basically, I think I should, X-ray is falling on this crystal. So, crystal do not have only this one plane, it has many plane. So, just it has many plane. So, this see this is one plane, this is another plane. If it is 1 0 0, so that will be 0 1 0, right. So, this can be another plane. Okay. So, this is 1 1 0 plane. Okay. So, there are many planes. So, these planes are oriented in different direction. Planes can be oriented this way, this way. So, so in different direction, in different orientation along this, in different orientation along this, different orientation along this. So, in all sorts of orientation of this crystal planes are there. Now, X-ray is falling on this. So, this is perpendicular to this surface, fine. Now, this X-ray, that incident angle of this X-ray with different planes are different, right. But it is for a particular plane, it is constant, because we are not rotating the crystal. Crystal is fixed. This X-ray also direction is fixed. Now, with this, with respect to this plane, so other planes in these crystals have different angle, different orientation. So, with this X-ray direction also, these all planes have particular angle. So, this angle basically here, whatever with different planes, these angles are not varying. So, they are same all the time in this geometry, and we are not rotating the crystal. So, theta is constant for is same for all the time. It is same for this for different planes. Okay. So, in this condition, what happens? From Bragg law, 2d sin theta equal to lambda. So, for different d, theta, for different d, theta are fixed. For different d, theta are fixed. Okay. So, for a particular d, theta is constant. Theta is constant. So, this part for a particular plane, this part is constant. Okay. Now, all sorts of lambda are there. So, it is picking up that suitable lambda to satisfy this condition, and then in that, along that direction, we are getting the diffraction. So, we will get the diffraction spot. Okay. Now, you see this if this as I told this 1 1 0 planes. Okay. So, for this 1 1 0 planes, whatever the lambda are there, X-ray are falling and it has some angle. So, to satisfy this condition, so suitable with the suitable lambda, so it will be diffracted. So, we will get reflection. So, we will get one spot here, right. Now, another planes are there, just this way you can think. Okay. The same plane, right, 1 1 0 plane. So, is family. So, for this plane, so here this lambda is here also constant, but different value, maybe different value. So, for that suitable lambda will be taken, and so this whatever the here the orientation of the planes. So, following that orientation, so we will get reflection. Okay. So, here this loud spot whatever we are getting, that exactly, because here this orient with respect to these planes or with respect to this incident X-ray, orientation of all planes are fixed. Okay. And we are getting loud spot, diffraction spot for each plane. Okay. So, orientation whatever this here loud spot we are getting, that will basically just it will show the basically orientation of different plane in the crystal. So, this Lau spot presents basically the orientation of the planes in the crystal. So, this here whatever in which place you will get the spot, in which place you will get the spot. So, these basically exactly the orientation of those planes. These are the orientation of those planes, okay. So, from Lau method, whatever this Lau spot we are getting, seeing so that spot together will show some symmetry, okay. So, from that symmetry one can tell what is the crystal structure of the material of the sample we have taken. So, basically here mainly this method is useful for knowing the symmetry of the crystal, okay. So, next method is give me please. Next method is rotating crystal method. Rotating crystal method, okay. So, everything based on this 2d sin theta equal to lambda Bragg law, okay. But the diffraction pattern we get, so that depends on this method, and method depends on the experimental geometry. So, in this case, in this method, so theta is basically variable, and lambda is constant, means monochromatic X-ray will be used, right. So, what is the geometry for this? So, I will not draw, I will explain using this just notebook. So, here this you have sample, okay, let me so you have sample. So, that sample is fixed so fixed on goniometer, it can rotate. So, it is now it is not manually just rotating, but it is used just better we can tell is rotator, okay. So, by some means it is rotating with some speed, okay. So, this crystal it is rotating with some speed, right, it is rotating. So, all the time it is rotating, okay, So, what does it mean? So, now this X-ray is falling on it, right. X-ray is falling on it. So, X-ray is falling on it, right. X-ray is falling on it. X-ray is falling. So, this so what is happening? So, this X-ray again it is making angle with the different planes, right. So, if you consider just one plane, whatever the angle it is made. So, now crystal is rotating. Okay. So, now angle is changing. So, continuously this angle whatever initially it is made with a crystal plane, now it is changing. So, this theta is varying that. So, for all planes theta is varying continuously. Okay. So, what will happen? So, this so now this it will be diffracted following this 2d sin theta equal to lambda, right. So, with a particular planes having lattice spacing d, lambda is constant. So, for this plane, okay, so now it will be reflected or diffracted, this ray from this plane will be reflected at a particular angle. It is rotating, so angle is changing at a particular angle, right, when it will satisfy this condition. Okay. So, we will get basically so one is like this. So, this direct one, okay, and if angle is theta, okay, so it will be reflected with this angle between these two will be 2 theta, because if from this crystal surface this angle is theta. So, angle between the incident and reflected one, it will be 2 theta, right. So, in this method, so now imagine, so for a particular plane, okay, so X-ray, incident X-ray, so it will be reflected depending on the angle. If it is, say, this is the crystal plate, so if this is the angle, and then it will be reflected in this direction, or if it is incident, it will be reflected in this direction, right. Now, this planes is rotating, right, this planes is rotating. So, this angle is change, this angle is incident angle is change, right. So, but you will not get reflection for all this angle, because it has to satisfy this condition. So, if you see that, if you see this diffraction spot, now what will be the pattern of the diffraction spot? That will depend on how you are placing the this photographic plate or X-ray plate. So, in this case, so that is important how you are placing the photographic plate. So, that is very important, because depending on that what will be the shape of this refracted pattern. So, that we will see in this case. Say here in this method, this plate, X-ray plate, is placed cylindrically. So, basically it is so keeping this at the axis of a cylinder, So, photographic plate is placed in cylindrical form, So, this our sample is say at the center. Okay. So now imagine that these crystals are having some planes, which is parallel to a common line. Okay. So that means, in case of 110 plane, okay, this is the direction, right. 100 plane, this will be the direction. 010 plane, it will be that direction, right. So there are some planes, immediately I can see 110, 010, right, 100, not 001. Okay. So these planes are parallel to a common line, say if this is the line, so all these planes are parallel to this line. Okay. So perpendicular to these planes, to all these planes. Okay. So it will be perpendicular to this line also, to this axis, we can tell this axis. Okay. Because all planes are parallel to this, normal to these parallel planes, all these planes will be normal to this axis also, right. So if it is the axis and all planes are parallel to this axis, then normal to all these planes will be on a horizontal plane, right. Normal to this horizontal plane, it will be in different direction, but it will be on a horizontal plane. Okay. So this is called basically zone, this is called zone of planes, and this axis is called zone axis. So I have one figure, so I will show you. It is like this. Okay. So all these planes are here, 100 planes, you see 1 bar 10 planes, 2 bar 10 planes, all these planes are parallel to this axis. Okay. So these all planes are called zone planes, it forms a zone, these planes form a zone, and this is called zone axis. And if you draw normal to each planes, so normal will have in different direction, but they will have they are coplanar. So all normals are a coplanar, right. So diffraction, whatever we are getting, that is basically that normal to the planes, it has importance. So from this, all sorts of these planes in a zone, they will planes in a zone. So diffraction from all these planes basically will be in the perpendicular direction of those planes. Okay. And you will get spot for all these planes on a, they will be coplanar, it will be on a same plane. So here basically what you will get on this for these planes in a zone, you will get on a, so if I draw here, so you will get all spots on this circle, right. So if I draw here, I think if I draw here, so okay, So, it will be on this circle, this horizontal circle. So, spot, these are spot on this circle. So, this will represent different planes on the of that zones. Okay. So, this if you take another axis, now this axis is say this, it is normal to the X-ray. Now, another axis if you consider this way, so this is another axis. So, you will again this is will be zone axis for different set of planes. Okay. Now, it is not normal. Okay. So, X-ray is not normal to this to this axis. Okay. It has some angle. So, reflected one whatever you will get, so it will be just with some this angle, right. So, it is up. So, again on up you will get another circle, that circle spot on that circle will represent the planes of this zone having different zone axis. Okay. So, you will have circle here, say having spots on this. So, similarly you will have. So, this from this method we will get this type of diffraction pattern, and which will tell you immediately the about the planes in different zones, and these are it's representing the crystal planes in which way they are oriented, and they are following some symmetry. Here in terms of zone axis we have symmetry of this pattern. Okay. So, from this method it is we are getting different arrangement of the diffracted spot. Okay. So, in cylindrical form, if we get this type of things, immediately we will identify, okay, this is a planes from a zone which axis is perpendicular to the incident X-ray, and this will have different orientation, zone axis will be have different orientation. Okay. So, from this experiments people can find out the crystal structure, and here we have to remember this in all cases to find out the crystal structure from the diffraction experiment, the symmetry plays a role. Okay. So, we will not discuss the analysis part in details for this, but I will teach you that next method, powder method. So, that we will discuss in details, because this is very commonly used in all research laboratory, even in teaching laboratory. So, I will discuss in next class. So, thank you for your kind attention.